Hi, this is Bill Standard from the YES program. Welcome back to YES Online Learning. This is our 6th video in coding the P51 bomber game, and it's our last video. We'll finally finish the game. So let's get right to it, okay? As you can see, we have our bombers, we have the fireball, the shuttle, and the P51. We're going to work on the code for the fireball, which is going to tie all of this together. So I'm going to click on the fireball, and when I get to scripts, I'm going to click on that, and you'll see there are not any fireball scripts as yet, so we're going to add some. First one we're going to add is, of course, when the scene starts. So I click plus and event and when the scene starts. The second one is I'm going to set the size to 40%. So that would be a plus looks set size, and I'm going to change the 60% to 40%. Now, how do I know it's 40%? Well, I've played with this before, so I've gotten kind of used to it. When you're building your first game from scratch, you're going to have to play around with different sizes. Now, in this case, when we fire the fireball from the P51, we don't want it to rotate. So I'm going to set the rotation style to don't rotate. So I'm going to click the plus, motion. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to click on set rotation style. And I'm going to move it below the set size to 40% and hit the little down arrow. And I'm going to click on don't rotate. And the first thing I'm going to do, once I've put the fireball where I want it to be, I don't want anybody to see it until I fire it. Okay, so I'm going to hide it. So I'm going to hit plus, looks, and hide. Don't forget to move that all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so there we are. We have the fireball. When the scene starts, it's going to be smaller. It's going to be 40% of its size. It's not going to rotate. And now I want to go back from the fireball to the P51 and take a look at a little bit of that code that we have back there. So I'm going to click on the back arrow up near the word fireball and back arrow again and go into the P51 and look at its scripts. And if we scroll down to when tapped, you see what it does. It's going to collect its position as pos X and pos Y by setting a variable, and it's going to broadcast the word fire. Okay, just reminding you of that. So I'm now going to go up to the top there and hit that back arrow next to P51 and hit the back arrow again and jump back into the fireball and into its script. So when it receives that message, fire, we want it to do something. So let's go ahead and get the code for when it receives the message, which is an event. And here it is, when you receive fire. Make sure you drag that down so it's well below the hide. And the first thing we want it to do is we want to set the motion of the fireball. We haven't set a motion before, but we're going to do it this time. So I'm going to click plus. I'm going to go into motion, and I am going to set the motion. Scroll down, and you have to scroll down quite a bit to set your motion type. You see it right there, set your motion type. So click on that. Drag it down to below when you receive fire, and we're going to set it to not moving. So click on the little down arrow, and we want to set it to not moving or bouncing under gravity. So that's the third one down, so click on that. The next thing we want to do is we want to place that fireball, which is hidden. Don't forget, nobody can see it. We want to place it at the exact position where the P51 is. So I'm going to go back into motion again, and I'm going to get place at, drag it down, and let's place at X, click on the 100, edit the formula, and what we want to do is set it to position X, pos X. So that's under data and pos X. Okay. We're now going to go over to the Y. I better click OK first. So I'm going to click back and I'm going to click OK for pos X. And I'm now going to click on the Y is 200. And I'm going to go down to data and pause Y and click OK. Can't forget to click that OK or it won't stick. So now it's going to place the invisible fireball on the same position as the P51. Okay, I'm going to start a sound because every time we fire this we want it to make a sound. So to start a sound I'm going to click on plus, the word sound, and this is the top one. I'm going to grab this one, start sound. So I'm going to grab it, drag it all the way down, and you're going to click on the word new and click on new again, and you're going to go to the media library and you're going to pick a sound, and it's called zoop. Okay, we're going to scroll down to the area in the sound effects called electronic, and we are going to click on zoop, see what it sounds like. Not bad. So I'm now going to click on the icon itself. It's going to download it, and we're going to let it call itself zoop. So that's what's going to happen. When the fireball receives the message fire, it is going to go, it's going to be hidden, and it's going to go to wherever the P51 is, and it's going to make this sound, at which point we want it to appear. So I'm going to click on the plus and go to looks, and I'm going to go to show. Don't forget to drag it all the way down to the bottom, and then we want it to start going forward. Well, forward in our case means up the screen. So I'm going to set its velocity, its speed. So I'm going to click on plus and motion, and I'm going to go down until I get to its velocity. And that's pretty far down. So you see it down there near the bottom. So I'm going to select the velocity, set velocity. So I'm going to click on that, drag it all the way down underneath show, and I'm going to set its velocity on the x-axis to where it's set right now, which is 0. Okay, so I'm going to leave 0 alone. But on the y-axis, I want it to move right along. So I'm going to click on that 0 and put in 1200. Now that speed is 1200 steps per second, and a step is usually in most games 1 pixel. So that's a pretty good speed. If you want to slow it down, make it a smaller number. If you want to speed it up, make it a larger number. Okay, and now we're going to get to the heart of the game, and it's really pretty simple. We're still in the fireball. We are going to set up when it collides with the shuttle. Okay, we want something to happen. All right, so I'm going to hit plus for another piece of code, event, and come down here, and it says when 1 is less than 2 becomes true. I'm going to use that true statement. It's like an if statement in coding. So when something becomes true, we want something else to happen. So I'll show you how we play with this. I'm going to click on it, drag it all the way down below the set velocity. and we are going to click on 1 less than 2. Okay, and we are going to look for a sensor, and it's going to be if something is touched. Okay, so we look through here, and do we have anything that says it will be touched? Well, we have when the stage is touched. Let's try something else. Instead of sensors, let's go back to properties, and if we look down near the bottom, we're going to see touches, actor, or object. So if touches, actor, or object becomes true is what we want. So I'm going to click on touches, actor, or object, and the actor or object that we're looking for to see if it touches is going to be the shuttle. So I click on shuttle. So we've changed that 1 is less than 2. 1 is less than 2 becomes true to when touches, actor, or object, specifically the shuttle, becomes true. So I'm going to click OK. So when that happens, when that fireball touches the shuttle, we want to broadcast hit. So I'm going to go click on plus, event. I want to broadcast. Drag that all the way down near the bottom. And I'm going to broadcast. I'm going to click on fire there, and I'm going to select hit. So I'm going to broadcast the word hit. And then I'm going to hide. So I'm going to click plus, looks, hide. Drag the hide all the way down. Okay? So at that point, when the fireball touches the shuttle, it's going to broadcast hit. Okay? So let's see if that works. I'm going to hit the play button. Okay. We just heard an explosion, and here comes the shuttle. I'm going to get behind it, and I fired at it, and it got it again. So I'm now going to hit the back button and the back button, and there we are in the fireball code. I'm going to hit the back button up at the top, and again, we're back out there with all of our players, and you have just built the P51 bomber game for yourself. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed doing this. I've enjoyed going through the steps with you, and I'll meet you on the other side when we can build some more games. So this is Bill Stannard from the YES program, YES Online Learning, using Pocket Code to build the P51 bomber game. Thanks for watching.